So, hi guys, welcome to the channel Learn Concepts with Nikhil, Discover, Learn and Grow. So, in this particular video, we will be learning about project phases, right? In the previous video, we have learned about the previous videos, we have learned about what are the different types of projects. And in the previous video, we have learned about how we can procure, we can acquire the projects. And now, in this video, we will be learning about project phases. So, first phase is pre-project phase. 1 minute, guys. Yeah, first phase is pre-project phase. Like pre-project phase is nothing but before beginning of the actual project, before beginning of the implementation. And pre-project phase is very, very, very important for the pre-project phase is very important to build the right solution at the right time. Okay. So the objective of pre-project phase is like it will be defining the project goals, scope, requirement, resources, timeline, and budget. You will be defining everything. You will be planning and you will be defining everything in this phase. It is one of the most key phase in order to build the perfect solution. Like we will be conducting feasibility studies. Feasibility studies are nothing but like can I make it or not? We will be conducting viability studies too. Is the project is in our budget or not? Karke. We will be conducting all these studies. Identify the stakeholders. Stakeholders are nothing but like we'll be identifying the internal stakeholders. Like who are the developers, who are the designers, who are the testing team, and we will be identifying the stakeholders and developing a management plan. Risk management plan is nothing but like after starting the project, if you are a critical resource or if your main person of the team gets sick, right? What if he gets sick? I need to get another person. Like you need to predict the risk. You need to predict the risk. Like it is not guaranteed that there is no guarantee he will be continuing throughout the project, right? So you have to make a risk mitigation or risk management plan so that you can tackle the problems. What are the key activities of pre-project phase? First is requirement gathering and analysis. Requirement gathering and analysis is one of the very key activity of the pre-project phase. First is pre-project phase is very important phase. And in that requirement gathering and analysis is one of the very important activity to do, right? Why? Because in requirement gathering only, you will be getting to know the requirements of the client, requirement of the business, right? And then with those requirements only, you can make the actual solution, right? You can make the solution. Anyhow, your development team and design team will be making the solution. But in order to make the perfect right solution which the client business wants, then requirement gathering and analysis plays a very key role, and this activity is a must. You have to do this activity requirement gathering and ask more and more and more questions so that he can give the major points to build the solution, to build the software. So requirement gathering and analysis is one of the major key activity. Next is stakeholder engagement and communication plan. You need to like communication plan is nothing but like how you will be approaching your stakeholders. Stakeholder engagement is nothing but like you will be asking the different types of questions, right? You will be gathering and all. And communication plan is nothing but how you will be approaching the stakeholders on which plan. On weekends you will be asking, or you will be implementing tools like surveys or open-ended questions or close-ended questions, and you will be making a plan of communication here in this step. Next is define projects timeline and budget. After gathering the requirements and communication plan, after making the communication plan, you will be having an idea. After doing analysis, you will be having an idea about the project, right? And then you will be defining the project scope, timeline, and budget based upon the analysis and the requirement. Next, risk assessment and mitigation strategies. As I said you before, there is no guarantee uh, the developer or the critical resources will be continuing through the project, right? He may get sick, or his marriage got fixed. Maybe don't know, right? So you have to make some risk mitigation strategies and plans so that you will be staying updated with the project. Next, develop project charter and obtain approvals. Project charter is nothing but it's a document about like it's a document where you will be clearly explaining about the project and all these scope, timelines, and budget, and you need to get approvals from the clients as well as the business people above you. And next is project phase, and this is also one of the major phase. Why? Because see, if you gather the requirements, that's not the end. You just add the document. But in the project phase, you need to implement those requirements, right? So even project phase is also an important phase to build the software and to implement the requirements which the client has given us. So let's see the objective. Implement the project plan. As I said you before, you will be implementing the project plan, executing the tasks. You will be project manager, not product manager. Project manager will be delegating the tasks, and you will be making the implementation of the tasks with the solution team. So implement the project plan, execute the tasks, and monitor progress. You will be monitoring progress as well as project manager will also be monitoring the progress. So yeah, ensure the project stays on track with respect to scope, time, and cost. You have to ensure the project like you cannot go out of the scope. You cannot go out of the timeline. You have to build the project in that particular timeline only, in that particular scope only, and in that particular cost only. So you need to ensure that project stays on track. Okay, activities here done by business analysis are develop and test the product. Like you have to make implementation with the help of a development team and solution team, and you have to test the project. Like you have to test the project with the help of a QA testing team, as well as you have to also test the project with the help of UAT testing. That is nothing but user acceptance testing, where you will be deploying the project to the real direct users, and they will be testing your project. So the business analyst responsibility here is to develop the project and test the project. Test the project or product, software product. Monitor project performance and adjust as needed. As I said you before, he will be monitoring the project performance. Is anything missing or not करके, and he will be evaluating everything. He will be adjusting as needed. Next, regular updates and communication with the stakeholders. This is one of the major point, guys. Major activity a BA needs to do. Why? Because like stakeholders want to know what is the progress of the project, right? The client wants to know the progress of the project. So the business analyst needs to communicate it with the stakeholders, that is nothing but client also, so that like he can stay updated with the project. Next is quality assurance and troubleshooting. It is also nothing but like testing. Next is risk management and issue resolution. As I said you before, if there is no guarantee key, as many people like there is no guarantee key, some of the people will be throughout the project. So you need to make risk assessment. There are like even we cannot imagine what is the risk we are getting karke. So he needs to predict the risk and he needs to make some strategies. That is the project phase. Next is post product post project phase. Sorry, 1 minute, guys. Yeah. Even in filmmaking also there is, as you know, I'm a filmmaker. So even in filmmaking also there are three phases: pre-production, production, and post-production. Pre-production is nothing but you'll be making the plan as we discussed here. Post-production is nothing but implementation. Production is nothing but implementation, but post-production is nothing but like in shooting you have did the implementation, right? Shoot, right? In post-production you will be doing the editing and music and all. I'm just saying. Now coming to business analysis perspective, software industry perspective. Next is post project phase. In this project phase, like review the project performance, capture lessons learned and implementation improvements for future products, ensure the product deliverables meet the original goals and evaluate the success. In simple word, we can call it as a retrospective. Retrospective is nothing but you'll be seeing backwards and you will be learning the results and you will be you'll be implementing the best strategies in the next time for the next time. So what are the key activities? Evaluate project outcomes against objectives. It is this point is nothing but as per the client's business problem, we have built the perfect product or not. करके. So this is like we will be evaluating, we will be testing. Next is conduct a post-mortem analysis to assess what went well and what could be improved. It is quite intuitive, guys. You can understand by reading the point only. But to say we have to conduct post-mortem analysis. That is nothing but after project, and we have to do analysis ki what went well and what did not went well and what can be improved in the next project or next product. Next is document lessons learned and share insights. Quite intuitive. Ensure smooth transition to operations or maintenance teams. Okay. So as I said you in first or second video, I think so. Uh, there may be some cases like many instances there is a like this. I said you right in the first or second video. Like project will be done by one team. Like project in the sense software will be built by one team. And maintenance will be done by one team, one company. Like project may be built by one company and maintenance may be done by one company, right? So business analyst should take care of like smooth transition of sending the product from one company to another company, from development company to this maintenance company. Like development company will be taking the guarantee, like not guarantee, it will be taking the responsibility of the maintenance for the first 3 months or first 6 months based upon the agreement. In those 6 months, it will be clearly helping and it will be clearly giving the knowledge transfer to the maintenance project. So business analyst will also be taking business analyst will also be taking and playing a major role in this transition from development team to maintenance teams or development company to maintenance company. Next, finalize the project closure, release resources, and get stakeholders sign off. Right? Oh, yeah. So here you need to close the project. You will be releasing the resources. Releasing the resources are nothing but like you'll be releasing your employees to the other another project, and you will be getting the stakeholder sign off. That is nothing but if the stakeholder is satisfied with your project and if the stakeholder is satisfied with your product, then for sure he will be giving the stakeholder sign off and everything is good, right? So the business analyst job is to be there from pre-project phase to post-project phase. See, as a developer or as a designer or as a developer, you just need to work on project phase. But business analyst or product manager is not like that. Like he needs to take care from pre-project phase to post-project phase. Even after completing project phase, you will be releasing your resources like developers, testing team, and design team, and all these resources, right? After a project phase. But even after project phase, also business analyst needs to work for the project. Before starting the project, he needs to work for the project. After ending the project, he needs to work for the project. So business analysts are very key to business organizations. They play a very key role, very major role, and they are in demand. So, yeah, this is all about project phases, guys. Pre-project phase, post-project phase, and project phase. In pre-project phase, let's recap. In pre-project phase, we will be gathering the information and we will be making the overall plan. In project phase, you will be implementing the project which you had made plan in pre-project phase, and in post-project phase, you will be doing the retrospective and taking the stakeholder sign off. So yeah, this is about this video, guys. In the next video, we will be learning about some more about business analysis.